Lee Greenwood will be right here. First, our next guest thinks that the image of what he calls the blue-eyed, blonde-haired Christ child has surpassed gangster rap as the most destructive force influencing black children today. Why does he say it's time to start dreaming of a black Christmas? Joining us, the founder of the New Righteous Movement, Reverend Paul Scott. Reverend Scott, welcome. Good to have you with us.
Thank you for having me.
You know, Jesus was Mediterranean. The Discovery Channel earlier this year did a digitized picture of what Jesus probably looked like, and the image was very different than what the traditional media-generated image of Jesus has been. He was most likely dark-skinned, correct?
Of course, the image of the blue-eyed, blonde-haired Jesus that is on many walls and even in many black churches is not even historically correct. We believe that the person that the world called Jesus, and his real name was actually Yeshua. The white man actually named him Jesus.
Right.
We believe he was a black man.
We have a Eurocentric attitude about things, and that permeates our culture. What do you mean by a black Christmas?
For so many years, I know when I was growing up, the only images I saw on television during Christmas time were the Eurocentric images, the European images. And that, even at a young age, I saw something wrong with that. I mean, if you even look at the Charlie Brown specials, the only black kid they had up there was Franklin. He didn't even talk black.
So what do you want to do about it?
I think that the African American community, the black community, needs to demand black images. If white America wants to tell their children that after they work hard all year long, a fat white man is going to come down the chimney and give them something, that's fine. But the black community, we must set another standard. And we must take down the Eurocentric images, throw them in the garbage can, and put up Afrocentric images.
Does it really matter as long as people have the spirit of Jesus, the spirit of Christmas? Isn't that what's really important rather than arguing over skin color?
Well, the problem is that as long as he is portrayed as white, it was never a problem. For 400 years, he's been portrayed as white ever since they took a picture or drew a picture of Michelangelo's cousin or nephew or what have you. But the minute someone stands up and says that picture is in error and he's black, all of a sudden it becomes an issue and it doesn't matter anymore. If it didn't matter, why was he painted white in the first place?
You know, Paul, Sean Hannity here. It's really sad when people like yourself try and turn the most important holidays and traditions into, one of these divisive events, a racial event to divide people. It's sad. What you're doing here is racist, and it's sad. I've read some of your writings, and I just, why are you doing it? Where did all this antipathy and animosity and racism come from? It's got to have some roots somewhere.
Right. Well, actually, you can't accuse black people of being racist.
Sure you can.
We didn't start the fire. As Billy Joel would say, we didn't start the fire. We inherited racism. I don't have the political or ability or economic ability to deprive you of anything. Mm-hmm. Therefore, I cannot be racist. But if you look historically...
Do you even know the definition of racism? Do you know what the definition is? Has nothing to do with what you just described about economic power. It's the inherent belief in superiority of one race over another. This is what you write, in "'Tis the Season to Be Black." This is the time of year that the whole world, quote, turns lily white. And those that aren't white wish they were. White Jesus, white Santa, white elves. What's an Afrocentric brother to do? Pour myself a cup of eggnog and go off singing, "I'm dreaming of a white Christmas"? Never. You wrote that, didn't you?
I wrote that, and I stand by that.
Yeah, well, I think it's just sad that you can't get beyond this antipathy, this racism that you have. It's sad.
I think what is sad is that we always talk about in this country, can't we all get along? But the true test of equality will be when white America accepts my black dreadlock Messiah.
You can have any Santa you want. You can do anything you want here. But the fact of the matter is, if you see a white Santa Claus or a white elf, you just see color. And I guess that's the difference between most people. Most people aren't looking for color. Most people understand the spirit of the holiday or the holiday season. If you were to put a black Santa Claus up in your house, nobody would care. In front of your house, nobody would care. But you care because you're obsessed with race, and you're turning a holiday season where hopefully we can bring some people together into a racist event because you have some political agenda.
Let me ask this. If the person you call Jesus was around during the Jim Crow days in Alabama, it's at a restaurant segregated against black people.
Do you know what year it is, Paul?
Would he been served or would he been asked to leave the restaurant? He would have been kicked out of the restaurant because of his color.
What year is this?
Scott, we thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Glad to have your input. Thanks for being on Hannity and Colmes. Right after the break, we're going to talk to a youth hockey coach who says he has